15 things you didn't know about the Bilderberg Group. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome back to another amazing video. Today we're finding out more about the so-called New World Order, the Bilderberg Group. The Bilderberg is shrouded in mystery, with some believing that it's a secret satanic society, and others doubting it's more than an annual golfing holiday. The group is an annual private conference of the political elite and some of the richest people in finance, industry, and the media. Many former presidents and political leaders have been in attendance at their annual conferences. It was established in 1954 to bring Europe and America together, supposedly, but some think it's much more sinister than dinner and a few cigars between friends. Because alux.com is dedicated to becoming the world's best resource on the world's most successful and influential business people, we had to look at one of the most notorious secret societies in the world. Here are 15 things you didn't know about the Bilderberg Group. Number 1. The current chairman of the group is the French CEO of AXA, Henri Delacroix-Castries. French businessman Henri Delacroix-Castries is from a military family and now the CEO of multinational insurance firm AXA. He took over from the previous Belgian chairman who died in 2011. Previous chairmen have all been significant members of their country's parliament or had significant business interests. The very first chairman was Prince Consort of the Netherlands and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Netherlands, so it's clear that you need to be a serious big hitter if you want to chair the Bilderberg meetings. Number 2. The Bilderberg Group released the agenda for their meetings, but that's about it. The group follows the Chatham House rule, meaning that the information discussed can be mentioned outside of the meeting, but not the speaker. Their agendas are always published on their website, but contain such huge, broad topics, it's very hard to glean any information from it. The 2016 meeting in Dresden involved the discussion of Russia, cybersecurity, and current events, all very large topics for just a weekend. Number 3. British journalist Jon Ronson entered the Bilderberg Group and filmed their activity in 2001. As a part of a documentary series, British journalist Jon Ronson enlisted the help of prolific American radio host Alex Jones to infiltrate the famous global elite at their retreat in Bohemian Grove, California, which has a guest list that overlaps with the Bilderberg Group. When he filmed it, he found a bizarre staged occult ceremony involving the wearing of robes and the burning of a giant owl effigy. As sinister as it looked, Ronson went on to describe it as ultimately harmless, just like any extravagant school play. Number 4. A British political delegate was turned away for not wearing his ID badge. Security is taken extremely seriously at the Bilderberg Group conference, and the surrounding town of choice is put into lockdown by local police, and journalists have been arrested for trying to infiltrate it. British politician Ed Balls found himself turned away from the 2016 conference too when he couldn't find his ID, and security refused to accept his passport. Alex Jones's InfoWars caught the whole thing on camera, much to Balls' embarrassment. Number 5. When the 2013 conference was hosted near London, the delegates were met with protesters. There were roadblocks and blacked-out windows, but that didn't stop a group of protesters from gathering outside the Grove Hotel in Hertfordshire when 140 Bilderberg delegates visited in 2013. Police were patrolling the grounds, so the protesters kept their distance throughout the 4-day event, but their signs and placards were certainly vocal. Number 6. The Bilderberg Group did not want Donald Trump to win the presidential election. Hillary Clinton herself has never been a Bilderberg delegate, but her husband and many of her advisors have. In 2015, the U.S. election was one of the topics listed on their famous agenda, and it's believed that the group were heavily behind Clinton to win the election. Many of her and Barack Obama's inner circles were in attendance, as well as Democratic Party donors. Even many of the Republicans on the guest list are famous for disliking the new president. Number 7. The group is cited as the way presidents and prime ministers are chosen. Bill Clinton first attended the conference in 1991 and became the U.S. president just a year later. Tony Blair was also fairly insignificant in his own political party when he was invited in 1993. By 1997, his election was being celebrated in the UK. Every year, the delegates include a few political figures who may not be well known now, but they're about to become very famous indeed. Number 8. One theory claims that the group planned to increase oil prices in 1973. According to InfoWars, who love a good Bilderberg conspiracy theory, Bilderberg have a serious say in international oil prices. Many of the delegates represent major oil companies such as Shell and BP, so it's an easy assumption to make. According to leaked minutes at the meeting, though the group have insisted they don't take any minutes, the group discussed increasing oil prices by 400% to manage the incoming increase in oil dollars. Number 9. In 1955, the group wanted to merge the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Leaked transcripts have shown that the Bilderbergs have openly discussed how they could influence the merging of the United States, Canada, and Mexico to create a North American Union. The group are pro-America and pro-Europe, so anything that combines them or brings them together is greatly encouraged, and they're particularly keen on the euro. Want to know about another extremely powerful group? Check out our video about the Rothschilds. Number 10. David Rockefeller has openly admitted that he is a part of a secret cabal. The famous John D. Rockefeller's grandson was 101 years old and the first billionaire in the world to live for a whole century. He, of course, continued to run the various lucrative family businesses, and this has ensured his place around the Bilderberg Group meeting table. Unlike many other members who have been a bit more guarded and secretive, Rockefeller was asked if he was a part of a secret New World Order and responded with, "If that's the charge, I stand guilty, and I'm proud of it." Number 11. The Bilderberg's former chairman has categorically denied that the group is anything sinister. Former chairman Viscount d'Avignon, who sounds like a bit of a Bond villain, went on the record in 2005 to say that if we were a secret government of the world, we should be bloody ashamed of ourselves. The Viscount was also quick to deny that the group talent spots future political leaders, saying that if they go places, it's not because of Bilderberg, it's because of themselves. Regardless of what he or any other chairman says, Bilderberg will always have its very vocal critics. Number 12. Bilderberg attacker Alex Jones was once detained at Ottawa Airport prior to a Bilderberg meeting. The Bilderberg's most famous adversary and critic, Alex Jones, has tried to film at and disrupt most meetings for the last 10 years. When he arrived in Ottawa for the 2006 conference, though, he found himself detained by airport security and was only released after 4 hours, with just one change of clothes. The rest of his luggage and recording equipment seized. It could, of course, have been completely unrelated to the Bilderberg conference, but it added a lot of fuel to Jones's fire. Number 13. Group members are greeted at the airport by limo drivers holding a simple B sign. Henry Kissinger, Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, and the world's richest CEOs are greeted with a very subtle welcoming party when they arrive at the airport for their conference. In 2006, the drivers sent to pick up delegates at the airport held discreet and simple B signs to welcome them. Reporters at the scene supposedly got photos of the signs, but all traces seem to have been wiped from the internet. Number 14. Apparently, the group broke Margaret Thatcher's career. Politicians who get on well with the Bilderberg Group are rumored to be the leaders of tomorrow, and one famous prime minister made an extra special impression. Margaret Thatcher is reported to have attended the 1975 Bilderberg Conference and launched into a 3-minute Thatcher special. After listening to all the discussion in silence for 2 days, the American delegates fell in love with her, according to former Bilderberg organizer Dennis Healy. Number 15. A journalist resigned from the Washington Post specifically to investigate the Bilderberg Group. Once a sports reporter for the Washington Post, Jim Tucker was so fascinated by the famous group that he resigned from his full-time job in 1975 to put all of his energy into investigating them. He went on to write Jim Tucker's Bilderberg Diaries and broke numerous stories exposing Bilderberg attendees. His story of Thatcher's involvement differs greatly from Dennis Healy's account, claiming that she didn't like the one meeting she attended and was replaced on the guest list a year after. This secretive organization is more than just a collection of elaborate conspiracy theories. Some believe they really are the New World Order, pulling the strings of the world's governments, banks, and businesses. Others go one step further and think they are devil worshippers, or they get their orders from a higher power. Whichever it is, it's not hard to imagine that a group of immensely wealthy people are quite powerful when they get together in a room. Would you rather infiltrate the Bilderberg group and risk their security people's wrath? Or would you much prefer to be a legitimate delegate sitting around the table? Oh, you're still here? Well, here's another amazing fact about the Bilderberg group. It's been rumored that one of their biggest goals is to establish a society with two distinct classes, rulers and serfs. No prizes for guessing which category the delegates will fall into. There are many assumptions made about what the group wants to achieve with their meetings, but the most sinister involve creating a global welfare state, a world military, and absolute control of education. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.